Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know I promised a what sold video today, but I have to actually talk about something else because this past week I've been irritated with the amount of misinformation that's being spread in our community. We're talking about automation, okay? First and foremost, and this is really important to know, it is not in the terms of service about automation. It's not in there. They talk about third parties and mining information. They talk about that. It is in the community guidelines. And there is a big difference between terms of service, which are very legally binding, and guidelines, which are just preferred behaviors. Can you still get booted off of Poshmark? Yeah, probably, maybe. But honestly, I have not heard in recent years of anyone being booted off of Poshmark for using automation. So know that. Your risk is very, very low when you're using automation. I think Poshmark really wants you active. They want you active, and if you have to do it this way, that's great. You do want to use a reputable company because you don't want that third party mining information from other poshers. That's in terms of service about third parties and mining information. So that you have to make sure that you're with a reputable company. So that I had to get that out because honestly, the amount of people that are yapping that it's against terms of service really irritate me. That is not right. It's community guidelines. Know the difference. So automation, people are talking about it being unethical or certain features are unethical. And you know what? I can understand why they say that. I get it. But you know what? Most AI, most automation, you could probably look at any of them and think, yeah, that's a little unethical. 100%. Because it's doing something sort of automatically that you're not having any say in. So technically speaking, yeah, it could all be unethical. And I honestly did not start automation. It's been maybe 3 years. I didn't use automation for the first 3 years of my business because I did think it was going to get me in trouble. I did think it was unethical. And I started using it because honestly, I just don't have the time or the inclination to share. I think sharing is a menial task and I don't like doing it and I forget to do it. And I go to bed super early, so I don't do sharing at the busiest times on the app, which is really important. So I did go to automation. I have been with 3 different automation services. First one was One Shop. They were great in some ways. They did the job. They did not have a system where you could have 2 closets with a reduced price. If you had 2 closets, you had to pay the full price for both of them. So I didn't like that. I went to Sidekick because it was a little less money and they were coming out with new things. It was great. Unfortunately, they did bring out a lot of stuff that, number one, I wasn't using half of the new features. I don't like AI. I don't like the models. I don't like stuff. I stopped using the silent show automation because I was getting in trouble with people because I would schedule one for the middle of the night, which was great because it was when the time was busy, and I was getting questions that I wasn't answering because I was asleep, so I stopped using it. And in my opinion is that running a silent show without actually being there to do it, that's a little unethical as well. Okay, just putting that out there. Unfortunately, with Sidekick, they were bringing out all these things, which is great, but their servers kept crashing, and they never took responsibility for that. It was always Poshmark's fault. It was somebody else's fault. In my experience, they may be different now, so I'm not saying anything bad about it. I am now with PrimeLister. I love PrimeLister. I've been with them for 10 months now, and they don't crash. I have not had one single time that it crashed. We did have that blip last week where they did run something out new and it wreaked havoc a little bit. So that's the only time in the 10 months that I've had any issue with PrimeLister. So for me, I like the reliability. My opinion. Which brings me to who should you use? I will 100% recommend PrimeLister because that's what I do. You know that I have an affiliate link, so I do get paid if you do sign up. I'm very transparent about that, and I try not to push it too much. Most people that have a code, they're getting paid if you sign up using their code. That's just the way it is. I will 100% recommend them. However, my recommendation is just my opinion. It's just my experience. You need to try different systems out to see what works best for you. Getting people's opinions is fantastic. It's a great way to try something new, do the free trials, figure out what works for you in your business, 100%. Don't take, how do I word this? Take people's opinions as that. They're just their opinions, and know that they'll probably have an affiliate link, and just be aware of that. Try them out for yourself. If another company is bad-mouthing a company, take that with a grain of salt, because you know what? They have an ulterior motive. They have a horse in the same race. So if one company is saying, oh, company B is doing this, this, and this, and that's terrible, that's unethical, take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research and figure out what you think is unethical or ethical or whatever. Work with the company that you feel best working with. That is something that is very personal to your business. Like I said, I liked Sidekick, but I was not using all those funky features that they were bringing out. I just wasn't using them, so it wasn't worth it for me. I use automation to save me time. I hate sharing. I think it's very condescending or something. There's just something about it. I don't like it. So I love that they share. I also love that they send out automatic offers, because they do it. I've got it set up for they set, I'll be okay. After someone likes it, it's 6 minutes after, which is great because, like I said earlier, I go to bed early. So therefore, somebody likes an item at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, I'm not giving them an offer until I get up the next morning. So automation, PrimeLister, is sending them an offer, which is fantastic. Almost 70% of my sales come from offers to likers. That's a huge, huge chunk of my business. And if I did not have automation to send out those offers in a timely manner, I wouldn't be getting those sales. So that's that. All right. Think of, okay, I thought of this at work the other day. Think of automation like the dishwasher. Not everybody has a dishwasher. Not everybody wants a dishwasher. We do not have a dishwasher. There's only 2 of us. We do the dishes. Not a big deal. Do you need a dishwasher? If you're a single person, do you absolutely need a dishwasher? You might want one, but do you need one? So think about it this way. As the seller, I load the dishwasher. So I load up all my listings and do whatever. The dishwasher actually does the manual labor. And then as the seller, I take the dishes out, or I ship my items and I do whatever. And it's just that it's a tool that we use that, you know what, saves us time. And it does those tasks that we don't want to do. So for me, automation is a part of my business. And it will stay a part of my business because I don't have the time or the inclination to do a lot of the stuff that Poshmark requires of us. Now, if you do not like automation, if you think, no, it's all wrong, that's fine. That's up to you and your business. It is not a badge of honor, though, that you share 7,000 listings. I don't think that should be worn as a badge of honor. I think if you have that many listings and you still manually are sharing, that you are kind of, you're not using your time to the best that you can. But that's my opinion. And that's all it is. My opinion is just my opinion. Take it, leave it, do whatever you want with it. That goes for anybody that talks to you, whether it's in a Facebook group, on Instagram, on YouTube, whatever. It's just an opinion. Do your own research, figure things out for yourself, and use what tool works for you the best. Because everybody's business is different, right? All right, so what does that leave us? Okay, number 1, it's not against terms of service. It's against the community guidelines, and there's a huge difference with that. Preferred behaviors. So remember that if someone starts yapping at you, saying it's against terms of service, get them to prove it. And honestly, if I have missed it in the terms of service, please let me know. But I did read them again, and it doesn't say as spelled out as it is in community guidelines, and I'll put that up here. The community guidelines specifically tell you. The terms of service don't. They talk about third-party software, but they don't talk about using automation. So remember that. And that is it. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. is Saturday. It is the Game 7 of the World Series tonight, so oh my gosh. Let's get it done, okay? Everybody have a great weekend, and I will be back Wednesday with a What Sold video. Sales were pretty good in October, so I'm happy. Okay, bye guys.